Hello and welcome to episode 13. So this is the second time I've tried to record this episode, but I had to give up yesterday through lack of concentration. I just couldn't. My brain was not there. It was not in the mood for doing this, and that was because it was very, very hot. It was the day after the heat wave, but it was still residually hot in this room, which seems to collect heat very easily and not lose it. It's still warm today, but it's not so bad. We've got a breeze coming in today, which is very, very welcome. So what happened was the heat wave hit. This room got so hot I could not work in here, which means I could not do any of these videos. It means I could not work on these songs, except for taking some instruments downstairs and fiddling about with them, although I didn't really get very far doing that either. So basically I had a 3 or 4 day break, which is quite a long time and kind of disconnects me from what I was doing, and I can't really remember what it was I was doing really. But I had done, just before the heatwave hit, I had done a bit of recording to sort of try and work out what it's going to sound like, what all this new bit's going to sound like. So I can play you that. I'll talk you through what I did and why I did it after. So I'll just checking I'm not, because I did some last thing I did was some recording, so there's probably still a bit of messy editing that are overlapping parts and stuff, but I think it's looking okay. So we'll go from here, I guess. Or shall I just play you the whole thing? Yeah, let's just go through the whole thing for now, whilst I have a drink of this coffee.
Out of breath, we rise again, tired and weary, but still we are. They are strong, we're courageous.
Still want to make some more of this mellotron part in the background here.
Out of breath, we rise again, tired and weary, but still we are. They are strong, we're courageous. to our aid. It will be us that need your attention. Our bodies may be on the ground, but we stand proud amongst our dead. And we all know we won't be leaving here alive, but we still hold our shields.
I was actually muting half of that. I think this has this as well. Maybe that should be on the other side to kind of counterbalance that. Maybe we should put that down. Don't know what I'm doing really. Anyway, I should talk you through that before I start fiddling about. So, you've heard all this before. You saw me highlight that in red. That's because I still haven't worked out a sort of background part for that. And you saw me as well muting these parts here because I just feel like it's got more impact when it's on its own. You can hear the vocals really clearly.
Battle for mastery of our fate.
It's even English, I
Not
forget.
allow this force to strip away everything we fought so hard for. We won't be restrained.
And then, it just feels really big when that comes in then, and I think
And we all know we won't
Same
be
here.
leaving here alive, but we still hold our shields.
bam, bam. And I think that just sounds great to me. So some work needs to be done there. I'm also going to get my friend to come and do some higher parts in this thing. I want it to be I want there to be much higher vocals in here as well, so that we've got a big range from low to high, so it feels like it's really filling the sonic spectrum without using any instruments apart from the human voice. That feels pretty important, so looking forward to getting that done, even though it's just going to be scratch parts because I'm still going through my clip-on microphone. This is nearly I still haven't seen my family in a capacity where I could get my microphones back. I'm seeing them this weekend, but I'm not going to be able to get the microphones back this time either, which is frustrating, but it is what it is. So, we've got no mellotron after this point. Maybe there doesn't need to be any. But yes, so then we come to the end of that bit. We've got one more of these, what do I call them? Let's call them majestic bits. And then it leads on to the transitional bit, which starts off the same, I haven't done the sax part for it yet, and I haven't done the right guitar part for it yet either, because I did it. I had a 15-minute window last night where I just quickly recorded something in here, and it just sounds naff. So we're going to mute that, apart from till we get to these weirdy bits here. Even though these are pretty crappy as well, it's given me ideas, and like these, I improvised them on this bit, and then I kind of like improvised some bits on here as well, but some of them matched up really nicely. Well, not really nicely, vaguely nicely. And I'm thinking maybe I could put some parts in here, just some sort of like discordant noises, discordant little bits on the guitar to kind of just kind of like signify that we're going into a darker place, we're going into something a bit more not disturbing, but a bit more monster-like. Monsters seems to be a recurring thing in my head at the moment, and I've called this track Monsterism at the moment. It's not going to end up as that, but it's the first thing that came to my head, because it's this, I don't know, I feel like maybe this is an album of monsters. I don't know. Let's see. Maybe it isn't. Maybe there's only going to be a hint of monster. Okay, so yeah, so this transitional bit, let's have a listen to that again. Okay, I'm just going to shift this into another track. I've got plenty of guitar tracks going on here. I don't even know what they're all set up as. I'm going to have to go through and tidy it all up and work it out. There we go. Now you've got the left and right in there. I mean, I'm 80% sure I'm going to just delete these parts. But there's something in them, especially this bit. There's some sort of like talking element, talking quality. And I'm wondering, what if I get a little slide or something like that? A little slide on the guitar, and sort of like... There's a particular bit in a Jimi Hendrix song, actually. And I've always really loved how it sounds like a human voice talking. What track is it? I think it's there's two tracks that are kind of like sibling tracks. There's like Rainy Day, Dream Away, and Still Raining, Still Dreaming. I think it's the second one. I think at the end of the first one, the sort of talking guitar thing sort of gets faded out, and but then in the second one, it's where it's fading, is where it's coming in. So I guess they just kind of snipped the track in half. And maybe it was too long in one go. I don't know. But it just has this sort of really talking quality to it, and I really like, and that kind of has a little. It's kind of like I don't know. It feels like a clanger or a droid from Star Wars. They kind of talk in that kind of beepy whistly sort of thing. And maybe this is kind of like, if this is the big monster coming, these are like everything skittering out of its way or something like that. So maybe I'll lean into that a little bit. So I'll keep them for now because they're not doing any harm there. Like not all of the bits work at all. Let's listen to a few. Let's just listen to it again. I mean, I think it would sound pretty good if they sounded like they were things communicating to each other, like meerkats, like telling each other there's a lion coming or something like that. It'd be cool if they sounded like they were kind of interacting with each other like that, like the left and the right guitar parts, rather than kind of mimicking each other. I do like how they both go. together. Like, I don't know why that's really sticking out to me as a nice little noise. But anyway, we'll move on from there, and then we get into this bit. So, as you can see there, I staggered how it comes in, so we get introduced to each part at once. I find, like, if I put everything in all at once, in fact, let's show you what happens when I do that. If I put everything in all at once, where does this bit start? There. Okay, let's just stick this in the place that it would be if it was there. That'll probably do, won't it? Is that covering up anything? Yeah, it's covering up a little bit. Get rid of that. So, if everything came in at once, it'd sound a bit more like this. I think it's... So, yeah. So, yeah, it just doesn't seem to have much impact. I think, like, when you... so let's just control and undo all of that, yeah? There we go. But when you introduce... Or when I like introducing things bit by bit in a lot of these circumstances. And I think that the sax part is different when it comes into what it would have been there as well. It's actually playing what the second guitar is doing and the first guitar. Though that looks a little bit off time there, doesn't it? That's not quite how that should be going there. What's going on there? Why is that doing that? Because I duplicated that to copy and paste it over there. Right, that's why that. Sorry, that's because of a mistake I just made showing you things then. So now, whilst it's playing in a different pitch, it's playing that part and that part. So the second guitar part changes here from that part to that part, and the sax is doing both parts together. Which is really hard to play, and it's going to take a lot of practice for me to actually play it all in one go. Mostly because we've got these notes here, which is G sharp, da-da-dun, da-da-dun. G sharp, well, that would be much easier if it was that fingering, but actually because it's 3 semitones down, it's an F, a C, and a B, so it's playing across the break of the instrument. So these are played up at the top of the neck, and that's played on the bottom half of the saxophone, and that's played with a funny little fingering. You play it with your middle finger, and have to switch to your first finger for that one, which is counterintuitive to what you normally have to do on the saxophone, which is as you put more fingers down, the lower the notes go. So it's just very awkward to play, and then to switch from that back up to the F sharp and then to the F is really, really tricky. So it's going to take quite a lot of practice for me to get that right, I think. Don't know why there's a big gap there. It might be this that I can hear Orla having a drink in the background again. It might be because, yeah, I don't know why I got. I'm not sure what happened there. I must have deleted those bits for some reason by accident, but it's okay. The scratch part's there. So yeah, pretty happy with how this is coming out. It sounds pretty like marching. It sounds like something's coming, doesn't it? It sounds like something big's coming. And it sounds like things are in lockstep with each other. Maybe there's many things coming. Maybe it's not one big monster, but maybe there's lots of several monsters, and they're kind of like, yeah, they're in lockstep with each other, but there's discordance and disharmony there as well. So there's two opposing sort of things going on then, but they're unified by this thing. I don't know what that means in terms of the narrative, but it kind of feels right. Bass is kept pretty simple, but when I was doing the drum part, I think I was on mute because of my microphone running out. I wanted it to build up and up, so as you can see, it gets progressively more complicated as it goes, and as it starts getting into this bit, the rhythm of the drum starts changing less from the rhythmic, and then starts building into more of a, I don't know what sort of drum beat that is, but one that feels right. It's like, and then it bursts into this pattern then, which I've taken from something or other, which I'm hoping, like, well, again, I'll keep reiterating this in case this is like the first video you're watching. This will be replaced by a drummer with their free reign to do what they want here. Like, this is an example to say this is the sort of thing I'd like here, but I trust a drummer way more than I trust things on Cubase or myself. I'm not a drummer. I can't play the drums. I can only give a representation. I program things in myself like these. So this is like, because I know what I want there. I want it to sound militaristic. I want it to sound pretty heavy hitting. I want, you know, and here, and I just know what feel I want, and this is the right sort of like feel for this bit. So what I've tried to do as well is, as you can see in the waveform here, starts off quieter, 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 gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and then as it gets to this bit, I've stopped doing the staccato sort of dub bum bum bum, and it's gone more like da 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 da. It's like, it's much I let everything ring out. I'm not muting the notes at all, and I think it sounds a bit more what's the liquid. It sounds like it's an unstoppable liquid in a lot of ways. And I also doubled up the guitar part here. We've got they're both on the left hand side. Yeah, I need to balance this out a bit more and get another right guitar part perhaps, or get one of these central. But one of them is like this. So it's like half following the pattern and half improvised around it. Like this bit here does not match what the MIDI's doing. It's just I was just letting my fingers do some things, and this is this is kind of like mostly what you're hearing, I think, when this bit's going on, and then we've got. Then I decided to approach from the other direction, and instead of going down to the tritone, I'm going up to the tritone from the bottom. There's lots of little hints of pinch harmonics going on there as well. I'm not trying to do them, but I'm playing in such a way that sometimes they pop out or I'll just accentuate some overtones, which I find is quite a compelling way of playing the guitar. It's part of the style I've developed over the years. It's very rare I'll sit there and go, I'm going to do a pinch harmonic now, but often I'll hold the plectrum in a way that some of them, like, I can make them come out naturally without having to really think about it. So that's what's going on there. You can't hear them directly, but you can hear hints of them going, like little squealers coming out there. So yeah, and then the right guitar part, I think, is just kind of following pretty much exactly what's going on here. Yes, so this little riff was tricky, so I kind of just played through everything and then went back and plopped these over the top, because they were a little tricky to get in the flow of it in the time frame I wanted to complete this in. So. Yeah, so that's that, and then I intentionally left this blank last time because I wanted to improvise over the top of this bit and kind of see what came out of it. So let's have a look at a few of these. So I've picked the best one, basically. The rest are a little bit crappy. I don't know where that one starts there. Apparently I decided to start there on that one. So I'll play you a couple of examples, but then we'll switch back to this one. There's also, like, I think the intro, I actually played that in properly, but with it, when I was improvising, I kind of just took a guess at it, and it sounded really rubbish. So I think I'm just going to cut off that to about there. Is that right? Oh no, it's actually to there. Although they're kind of like linking in a bit. I don't know. We'll see what this sounds like. Because it sounds a bit crappy anyway. Just delete that. So that's the one you've already heard. Let's listen to the last one I did, which I don't think is as good. And a lot of them were like that. They're like, what it is that I'm not really sure what the tonal centre of what I'm doing here on the saxophone. I'm kind of working it out and trying things out, trying to find the best sort of scales and stuff to use, or even changing them halfway through. But that involves quite a lot of sort of playing and chromatic runs and things like that, which can sound really good and can sound really amazing, but they do not on many of these takes, and I'm not happy with the one I picked either. It's also a bit floppy and crappy, but there are bits in it that I think, okay, I can hear what I might do here. And so here's another example. One of the problems I had when I was doing this was the reed I've been using that's been sounding pretty strong has started to sort of tail off a bit, started to sound a little bit. But what happens is you don't get like a crispness of note anymore. It's kind of like someone's put a bit of cotton wool over your tone, and everything feels like you can't blow through it properly. It doesn't feel right, and I think it's just like the reeds get worn out. It's a shame. You buy a pack of 10 reeds, and you get about 3 good ones in there. They're about 30 quid each, so that's about a tenner a reed when you discount all the crap ones, and then they wear out fairly quickly as well. So it's they're very expensive. Worse than guitar strings, I think. But yeah, so that's where we got to on that bit. I don't know if it immediately follows here like this. I mean, it might do. I kind of just shoved it there. But I think maybe building a bigger I think whatever I record with these guitar parts here could build a bridge. That means it could just go straight into it without much trouble. But who knows? And then we've got these other bits over here as well. I think I deleted one of the bits because I just wasn't feeling it. What I have done is record some chords underneath the violin. These chords I've recorded on the guitar. I'm quite liking this violin take. Oh yeah, it was the bit that I just had. Yeah, the bit that went here, I just wasn't feeling it at all, so I've got rid of it. But I do like the drums. Still not sure about much of this bit either. I'm not sure where it's fitting in or what it's adding to the song. It was I liked a little bit of when I was improvising it on the bass, but when I'm trying to think about it in the context of where this song's going or where I want this song to go, I can't really seem to envision it. I'm finding them a bit of a thorn in the side, a bit of a stick in the mud. I like this bit as a sort of maybe like an interlude or something like that as well. I'm not sure where this is going to go. I feel like there needs to be more going on with this as well, or maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Let's have a listen to this bit anyway. So this is with mostly straight chords being played. Oh, I should put them in the less distorted channel. Yeah, it's got something there. Yeah, then I tried a different way of playing the chords as well, so I'll play you that. Mute that one. I'll maybe have them distorted anyway, I don't know. Oh, sorry, I've just noticed the violin is not playing properly because this, again, I mean, I could just sort this out with automation, couldn't I? If I go, let's do that now. So because I would just bounce this down into audio so I don't keep having to do that, but I'm not 100% sure I'm going to keep the part as is, so instead I will drop that down there, go into write mode, press record. Oh, I don't know how to oh, here we go, just bump that up to there. Then that should have recorded that into the automation with any luck. If I go show used automation. Oh. Show used automation. Okay, show automation. Okay. We need to find the mod wheel on this then. I never know where to find it on here. Usually it just appears when I do that thing. Right, okay, let's let's turn that off there. Let's you can't even see them on here. Let's go to tracks control settings, read, write, enable, add, apply. Okay, we've got read and write. So we put write on that. We'll go back here, press record, and if we move that up and down, is anything changing? Usually it appears underneath when you start messing with it. I can never find it in here. It's is it inhalium? Slot 1, yeah, so that's slot 1. Dynamic tremolo body air. So this mod wheel? Send gain. Heat solo volume pan. Dynamic range? Is that that? QC1? If I hover over it, does it tell me anything? No. So yeah, none of this means anything to me. I have no idea what the hell this is talking about. I wish one just said mod wheel. Is there anything? Oh, hang on, automation. Just lots of automation slots. Wow, how many are there? 500. MIDI controller. Channel 1. Expression, control, FX control. Mod wheel. I think I might have gone past it. Modulation. Modulation? Is that the mod wheel? Yes, I found it. Okay. Why didn't that just record in then, I wonder? So we'll just set that to there. Sure about the ending here. Dum. I love that where it bends. The rest of it, yeah, I think I like it. This is, so that's where we got to that. I recorded some chords, and basically, that's and then we've got these bits here as well, which I'm not sold on these bits. Yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab all of that and throw it away over there, far away, so as far as it'll let me throw it for now. So it's out the way basically, and if I want it, if I think, oh actually I can use that, I can come back later to get it. And we've also got this bit as well, which I quite like that, but I'm not sure where it's going to go or if it's going to go. So we're going to keep that. Let's build on this part here anyway. This is a... Does this follow on from this, I wonder? Don't know. I feel like this does fit. It's kind of like it could go there, but I've got an idea for something that's going in there after. So instead, what we're going to do is build on this part. What do we need to make this part feel right? That's the question we're going to have a look at now and see if we can answer. We've done a lot of recording with not much happening in it, have we? Sorry about that. So we are going to make some changes and some new parts here. Let's go for it. I kind of like... okay. What would go nicely with this violin? And I think like a new melody, a counterpoint melody, would go well with it. I think like rather than we could. There's always the option of just doubling something up at a different pitch, and that can work really, really well in certain situations. But I feel like if we keep this bit quite stripped back, in terms of like we've just got these kind of like thin hints of chords in the background, maybe we could thicken it with mellotron later if we felt like that was necessary. But if we had something playing counter to this, I don't know what instrument. That's the problem I'm facing at the moment. That's what I'm trying to think through. I mean, it could be sax. I think sax kind of has a sort of violin quality to it. That means that they kind of work quite well together. So okay, let's start with that. Let's take this down to the sax track, because it's good to see it as the starting point. We'll unmute this. Of course, the sax can't play that high, so we'd have to take that down a bit. I mean, it sounds quite nice like that. Like, it feels to me like I should be more inventive. It feels like I shouldn't just do that and go, okay, that's the part. Sometimes that just works really well though, and maybe that would be the right thing to do here. But without trying something else, I'll never know. I've got to try something else that's going to work nicely here. I think like, if we keep it rhythmically the same, so I wouldn't change the size of any of these notes. Everything kind of lines up. So often when I try and do counterpoint melodies or things like that, it will be something completely different. That kind of chops. I don't even know if what I'm doing is called counterpoint. I mean, there's probably a different technical name for what I'm thinking here, because I don't know. Let's just try something. If it doesn't work, we'll try something else. That's the best way to do it. So let's start on an F here. So let's start on something that harmonizes well with an F. I kind of want to. If I select the violin part here, can I hear both at once? No. I want to be able to hear both at once, really. No. Okay, so it's not letting me do that. It's a shame. Okay, we'll deselect the violin part then. We'll just use the sax part. I kind of want to see. This is frustrating because I kind of want to like build it there and be able to hear the harmony as I go. Surely that's possible. Like, what if I did? Because that's the same thing, isn't it? I'm just not going to do that. Just got to imagine. So, bub, bub. We don't want that. And bub, 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 bub. That's the doorbell again. Okay, that was the doorbell. What were we doing? Trying to hear what this sounds like. We want to hear just these two, really. And they're both coming in left and right. We don't want that. So the one we're changing is the one on the left now. The original part is the one on the right. You're probably wondering what the hell I was doing there. Me too. Nope. Doesn't sound nice to me. That's a nice note. That's better. La. Does that work? They're the same notes. Do we want the same notes? Whoa. I think it's back to where we were, but I do think that sounds better. And then we got do 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 do. Okay. Sorry about all the horrible noises. Oh, my grid is not set up properly there. That's just a straight harmony there. So I'm not sure about that. Let's try something else. Ugh. Nope. Oh, that's literally the same notes. Let's try a different tactic then. We'll go up here. Oh, that's more interesting. Okay. La 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 la. Do 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 do. No. La da 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 bum. Right, cheap. No, it's not working for me. It's like, it's harmonising alright, but it's not feeling like its own tune. It just feels like plonking the notes over the top of the others, which is pretty much what I've just done. Just trying to find, like, this bit sounds alright. Maybe that's a little better, I think. La 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 ba 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 bum ba ba bum. Okay, okay. I don't know if that's going to sound. Let's see. Oh, then up. Ah, okay, that feels good. That feels a lot more like it could be its own tune as well as working with the other one. Oh, here we go again. Let's listen to it first. Let's listen to it with this bit. Okay. mm. Nope. Kind of feel like, I don't know. I'm not sure about this bit first yet. What note is that? D sharp. That note. And then we're matching here as well. Haha, okay. I think I like it matching. Don't know if we can get that high on the sax though. We'll worry about that bit. We'll worry about that later. Okay. And then this bit. Yeah, maybe these bits can go like bonk. But I should probably be listening to this with the violin rather than let's move the violin over to the right a bit. Okay. That makes more sense, it's a lot higher up now. Okay. Let's try this. Just trying different variations out. I see that sounded better. La la la, la da da. That goes la da da, la da da. Maybe this works. darker. Weirder? No. That kind of works. I kind of like how it kind of matches up a bit when it gets to this bit. That kind of works. Let's have a listen to that. No, it doesn't feel right either. That's better. No, I wonder if we just play this all the way down here. Does this bit sound good? Maybe it's this. Maybe that needs to come up one. I think it's like that sounds like too much of a perfect ending to me. La 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 la. If it ends on that D, it feels like it could lead into something else then from there. So okay, I'm alright with that. I think that's better than that. Maybe we'll see when we play it in. Anyway, I think I've taken up enough of your time for this episode, so I'm going to press stop on the recording, and then I'm going to carry on for a bit, and that'll be in the next episode. So see you next time. Thank you very much for joining me again.